thank you again for your time. It's been quite some week. Is there a relief involved in all of that?
Of course, we could not imagine to be fighting to be in the first 24. We struggled until last moment. During 65 minutes, we were out of this competition. And at the end, we are in. It's good. So we have one more chance to continue. We could be already out of this competition. We are inside, so it's nice. And yeah, go through.
But it must have been mentally exhausting, mentally tough, the whole build-up to it, knowing what was at stake.
We are used to. So we are arriving in the last stages for many years, and the schedule has been tight, and there are seasons that you have to leave this kind of situation arrive, but it's good. We went through at the end a good team. The people can pretend and say, no, it's not good. For me, they are, so here we go.
One of the things you said straight after the game was that you've been dealing with 1,000 million problems this season, and you talked about being an incredible lesson for you and your players, the experience of the competition and the situation that you found yourself in. What kind of lessons have they been?
Listen, all seasons, all teams, they have problems, exceptional. But this season have been more than exceptional. For it was not one or two, it was a lot, for many reasons. And the lessons must be teach. You can take a lesson, but maybe you cannot learn. Hopefully, you can learn in the future and do it better, especially in Champions League in this new format. So you cannot relax because you don't play against your opponents. You play for more than 30 teams, and that's why the goals and many things are involved. And I'm pretty sure the team will learn for the next season, if just in case we are lucky to qualify for the Champions League, that every single game play like a final. Because if you relax, you can be in trouble like we have been this season.
I often wonder, do you give yourself time to reflect on bad moments, or are you just a person who just moves on very quickly?
There are moments that the academic issue that you have to do, always you have a game plan, you have to do, but there are moments, especially in Champions League, our stages, that it's not about tactics. We won the Aston Villa game to win the Premier League, we were 0-2 downs with 20-25 minutes left. There are no tactics. So they know how to score 3 goals to win the Premier League, otherwise we don't win the Premier League. And that when some players have to do a dribble, a cross, or go to the box where you never go to the box, or make a runners backwards where you never do backwards, so you have to do it. And when you play in this famous competition in the last minutes, guys, put the ball quicker as possible, make actions, and see what happens. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Do you feel there's been a bit of a mindset change, though? I think you used the word vibe as well on Wednesday night after the game. A good vibe, mindset change that you can apply to and take into this second half of the season. Yeah,
but you cannot play. So listen, this is a moment. You cannot play every single game during 11 months, every 3 days, 4 days, when you have to be a plan, you have to be an order, you have to be the way you want to play. But there are moments in the games, in every single game, that it depends on the result, it depends on many things, that you have to play in different way. And the second half, we did it.
The game against Arsenal earlier in the season seems such a long time ago.
Yeah.
There's an intense rivalry between these two teams and a lot of emotion, as we saw in the 2-2 draw earlier on this season. Do you feel it'll be the similar kind of experience going into the match on Sunday? Do you feel it'll be a similar kind of match-up?
Well, many things changed from there. I think Arsenal continued to be stable, like it was previous seasons in the beginning of the season, and since then we were not stable. Many things happened, not just for Rodri. That was really important in that moment, if not for other many central defenders, fullback, and many problems that we have in India. So many things changed for them. It looks like you are right, long time ago. But but this amount of competition is one of the toughest opponents. And before, when I arrived, or the first years, Arsenal was not a contender properly. But since Mikel took over, after 1 or 2 years, have become already an incredible contender, a really good team in all departments. It's the most solid teams in all departments in the world. They can do everything good, better than the other ones, and of course it's tough. But we play, for the Champions League, and of course we'll be closer if we're able to get a good result. And after, we'll have a long week, recover, FA Cup, and after the Champions League, Premier League, continue the tight and the nice and beautiful schedule.
But because of the situation in previous years where the two of you come up against each other, maybe not in the same situation this time around, does it still add to that intensity?
But we have a team like always have been so intense, but right now had to play in the way that the intensity of playing a high speed, a high rhythm for a long time we are not able to do. So we have to try to manage the situation a little bit differently, and yeah, we're going to try to do it.
But for all the things that Manchester City have been through this season, that you've been through, that the players have been through, you're still in fourth. You're still in such a good position.
Yeah, but of course. You can watch it in this perspective, you're right. So with the problems that we had, that means a lot. But at the same time, if we drop 1 or 2 games, we can be 8 or 9. So the fluctuation is so tight. Every game is quest to survive and win weeks, being in the competitions, and looking forward that the important senior players come back and our best and arrive if it's possible in springtime when everything decide,
Everything grows back again.
And the flowers come up, and everything, maybe we are there and everything can happen. We see.
So when we look at it and think, well, you're fourth in the table, you feel that perhaps you are, coming out of the bad winter and autumn, and you're coming into the second half of the season in a good place. Do you look at it then in a different perspective? Do you not bother about the league position that you find yourself in?
I think until the end we're going to fight to qualify for the Champions League until the last curve, before we fight in the last curve to win the Premier Leagues. And now will be the same for the reason that we have. I don't expect exceptional things this season. Will be a surprise. It's just for the fact that survive, and try to arrive in the end and prepare the second part of the season as best as possible. And after we see, because many things, sometimes the football and the teams, when the people say I could not be possible finish 21st or 22nd in the Champions League or be in the position at the beginning of the season. At the same time, maybe the people fairly cannot believe at all in us until the end of the season, and maybe we can make a surprise. So the teams change incredibly. You sometimes, like you are there all the time, you don't know why, can change in 1 week to another one, massively. So, and this is what we have to take a look.
Life is full of surprises.
Absolutely. In sport especially.